Frequently asked questions for a criminal defense lawyer is what I'm going to talk about today. These are questions that people ask me when they call me or when I'm talking to clients. I think these are things that if somebody's been charged with a crime early on in the stage, as you're going through the process, things that you want to know, things you might be wondering about. One is, how do I get someone out of jail? The short answer basically is call a bonding company. Okay, they'll help you out. You're gonna need money, of course, and you may or may not need a bail bondsman, but they'll tell you how to do that. You can either work with the bonding company and pay their fee, or just pay the money straight to the court, pay the bond straight to the court. But call a bonding company, have your money ready. That's basically how you get someone out of jail. Us lawyers, we don't really do that part, and at least initially. The bond is going to be set when the defendant is arrested, and that happens before us lawyers, that before we go to court, basically. Now, what we can do as attorneys is get the bond lowered if you are doing this for someone or wondering about it for yourself. If the defendant's in jail and the bond's really high and the family wants to try and have it lowered, then as their attorney, I can petition the court for that to try and get the bond lowered. But once it's initially set, if you just want to pay it, call a bonding company, they'll help you out. What happens at my first court date? It may seem like not a whole lot happens, but behind the scenes, some important things will be happening at your first court date, but it will get reset. You probably won't be there too long, but get your lawyer with you, have your lawyer there that morning, and I'm doing things with the prosecutor and with the judge to move the case along, but it does get reset. So it's going to seem like not a whole lot happens at your first court date. You may not be in court or in front of the judge for very long, but things are going on behind the scenes. That's what your lawyer is there for. But it will get reset. It's the start of probably a long process. Can I keep this charge off my record? Depends on the charge, and depends somewhat on you, on your background, if you have an arrest history, and other factors about you, your education, your work history, your upbringing, health, things like that. Can you keep the charge off your record? The type of charge is going to determine that more than anything. There are, basically you can divide between felonies and misdemeanors, and then between non-violent felonies and violent felonies. Most misdemeanors, first-time offenses, can be kept off your record. So it really just depends on the charge. But if you're a first-time offender, I think you're going to stand a good chance, as long as it's not, as long as you didn't kill somebody or rob a bank or something like that. Will I go to jail? Again, depends on the charge. I talked about violent felonies. Those carry mandatory prison time. Violent crimes, crimes where an injury happened, a deadly weapon was used, sex offenses, those carry mandatory jail time, prison time. Misdemeanors, very likely not. One exception here in Tennessee is DUI, driving under the influence. Even a first offense does carry mandatory jail time. Okay. Property-related crimes, probably not. Okay. Felonies, again, it depends on if it's classified as a violent crime or a non-violent crime. So you may or may not be able to keep yourself out of jail. Again, if you're a first-time offender and it's kind of a low-level crime, except for DUI, you probably avoid jail time. Probation. What will I have to do if I'm put on probation? Probation is a contract between you and the judge. The judge says, I will keep you out of jail for this amount of time. You're going to do some things for me, and the judge will let you know what those things are. The biggest thing about being on probation that I tell people, if don't get another arrest while you're on probation, you're doing like 95% of what you need to do. That's the main part of the contract. There are going to be some other things. You may be ordered to perform community service. You may have to go to some classes or pay restitution, pay money back if somebody's lost money or had property damaged or stolen. You may have to do those things as part of your probation. But it's mostly stay out of trouble, keep yourself busy, okay, work or be in school. Just use common sense. Don't go around shady places or hang around shady people that could increase your chance of getting rearrested, and you'll be fine. Can you travel? Yes, you can travel. You can leave the state. You can move. If you move, just let them know. Let the court or your probation officer know where you are, and if they need to get in touch with you. So those are some frequently asked questions. If you've never been through this process before, it can be intimidating. You're going to learn a whole lot of things about this world of the criminal justice system. First step is getting a good lawyer on your side. I can answer all your questions, and I'll do the best I can to help you out. Thanks for watching.